Hello, everybody. It's me, Dustin Remy, the comic book poser. Apparently, I've hit that point in my life where there's a time where, everybody's body starts to go through changes and your voice will start to drop a ridiculous amount. And I think, maybe I'm hitting late onset, you know, 36-year-old puberty, or after all the rain here in Kansas last week, we've had a bunch of crap, crazy bloom, and my allergies are driving me haywire. So I've had some pretty gross chunks of crap that I've copped up, which is something that none of you want to know. But if I sound different than usual, that's why. So thank you for tuning in. I'm live on both YouTube and Periscope.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
So to the part that one of the two parts that I'm very excited about for today, on my blog, pre COVID, I have two mainstay pieces that get written every week. One of them, number one, is the weekly poll, which is not just my poll list of what I'm expecting for that week, or the things that I physically picked up in the shop that day, but then I will look at it and go and put them in the order in which I decide to read them. And then after I've read all of them, I will write a post that comes out on Sunday or Monday called the Definitive Rankings, which is me essentially re-ranking the books that I loved the most to the books that were just okay to me, and I would write a lot about why I put them where. Instead of doing that, one of the things that I want to add to the show that I intend on doing nearly every Monday is to share what my top 5 books are from the last week. That a lot of people do their weekly rankings on a Thursday or a Friday. I want to do it Monday or Tuesday before New Comic Book Day. And I think of it this way, right? Some people I know go to their shop multiple times a week. That's the boat I would be in if I didn't have 3 kids. But I know a lot of people, you just go on Wednesday to pick up your new books. So the way that I want to think about it is, if you're going to go pick up new stuff on Wednesday and there are some books that you may have forgotten, you may be more likely to remember these titles as we get into the next week. So I read 11 books last week, and here's my top 5. Coming in at number 5 is Dead Day #1, which was an Aftershock book written by Ryan Parrott and illustrated by Evgeny Bornyakov. I thought this was a really fun story. The way that I summarized it and the preview video from the week before, and then in the review of it on Thursday, was like, what happened if Coco meets the Purge? Like, it's a Dead Day is sort of like Dia de los Muertos, where everybody can ascend from the dead in spirit form for a day, but in Dead Day, it happens once every couple of years based on what we're told, like an alignment of the stars. And everybody that you've ever made contact with that you like or hate could come back. And I think that really could take it in the direction, so many different directions from the events of Dead Day, that I liked it a lot. I know it was the pick of the week for several folks, but for me, Dead Day was good, but I liked a couple other things just a little bit more. Number 4 is The Flash 753 and 754. I think 754 is the book that came out, or was the official DC Flash book from last week. But because my LCS gets their stuff through Diamond still, we didn't have Flash when people that got it through the other like ancillary DC distributors shipped it. So I read these two together and I loved it a lot. And Flash Forward and Flash 750 to present are reasons why I'm reading The Flash. That I picked up Flash Forward on a whim. I picked up Flash 750 because I'm trying to collect some of those 750s or 80th anniversary books from DC. And I just love what is happening with this story. If you are interested in getting into The Flash and have never been a big Flash reader, you just have to pick up 4 books: 751, 2, 3, and 4. That nice arc is kind of setting you up for the weird ongoing crisis. The dude that you see here holding up the Flash is the villain. His name is Paradox. And he's got crazy powers, like the Reverse Flash on steroids. And the events that happen at the end of 754 are something that really could change the nature of what is happening in Central City. The only question that I've been having, a lot of people have said that reading Flash Forward, that 6-issue mini, was going to be necessary to understand what's going on, and I haven't seen a connection yet. But I'm wondering, after the events of 754, if we're going to get some Wally West and some Mobius chair action. Coming in at number 3 is Alienated number 3 from Boom Studios. This is a book that I picked up number 1 when it came out, before I Marie Kondo'd my pull list. And it was okay. I was intrigued by 3 kids, all variations of the name Sam, find a weird alien thing in the woods. Book 2 got a little bit better. Book 3 is fantastic because I think it does an amazing job looking at the will that each of the individual children have when they are in possession of the little alien fan. That we see what happens with Samantha, who is the young woman on the cover of this book, that it primarily focuses on her, this issue, how she deals with the holding of the ghost emotionally, or the alien emotionally, and this book was fire. And I think that this is going to be one of the next big titles out of Boom, that if you don't jump in on the ground floor, then you're going to be in the class of folks that get made fun of for not reading Philadelphia yet. I'm looking at you, entire cast of Comic Burrito. Book number 2 is King of Nowhere number 2. I picked up this book on a whim from just looking at the cover when issue 1 came out. You'll notice, if you haven't read King of Nowhere, the 2 people on the cover are the 2 primary characters. Someone who is a seemingly physically normal appearing human being, and then this is literally a salmon dude. And the town of Nowhere, you have a bunch of physically different beings. Like in book 2, you meet a dude who you can see all of his insides because he's got like no skin. In book 1, we meet a dude with an upside down face. So it's, people that are like cross species or have the most wildly imaginative physical deformities that live together and function together. And yet this, normal appearing human male shows up to, just on a whim, because he woke up from like a hangover or some shit like that, to see how he operates in the town. I think this book is going to be quite fun. And I'm looking real forward to number 3. And then coming in at number 1 is Rogue Planet. Rogue Planet comes from Oni Press, which are the same folks that do like the Rick and Morty comics. It's a space horror story written by Cullen Bunn with Andy McDonald and Nick Filardi on the art. This was my favorite book because I knew it would be a space story from the cover. I knew it would be a horror story because it's Cullen Bunn and the cover. But I didn't see the twist that happens that makes it a rogue planet or shows what these people are being attacked by. I didn't see it coming, and I really enjoyed it. that this is kind of slowly working its way each time I look at or think about the cover or read the, other things Cullen Bunn. It makes me more and more interested. Oh, hey, Wes, I just saw your Twitter on my watch. Hopefully, you're still listening to the mumbles on here. If not, thank you for stopping by for a hot second. Sorry, I'm drinking because my throat sounds like crap. And I'm drinking because it's 2 o'clock in the summer. I'm drinking a lovely Firestone Brewery Flyjack India Pale Ale. No, I don't like APAs. No, I don't drink a lot of stuff from Flyjack. I'm drinking it because it's 96 calories, and I'm trying to lose some more weight. Wes is still here, so cheers, Wes. Thanks for stopping by, bud. But yeah, those were my top 5 for the week, and I know that Alienated has gotten a lot of hype. I know that Dead Day has gotten a lot of hype, but I really, really, really loved what's going on in King of Nowhere. And I'm super intrigued that if you give me horror in space via Cullen Bunn, those are all things that make me